My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, commander of the armies of the North, general of the Felix Legions, loyal servant to the true emperor, Marcus Aurelius, father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next.
In this episode of the Discourse of Human Events, all the way from California, Nick and Chloe join me in the flesh to discuss how to get a fish trunk, weird laws in Ohio, is it actually illegal to be arrested on a Sunday or on the 4th of July, and last and most importantly, we solve most of America's problems today with the idea of bringing back duels to settle scores in gladiatorial combat. Enjoy!
Everything's okay, I'm just trying to act my age. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. I wanna look and feel years younger, baby. I wanna look.
Discourse of Human Events, episode 41. Here with Nick and Chloe.
In the flesh.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Don't actually have to worry about delays or messed up audio.
Which I may or may not have screwed up the past 2 times. We're not gonna blame anybody, but everyone's
Just
looking
you.
at me right now.
You know, I might understand if we didn't have the same exact mic. It's like all you got to do is plug it in the USB and then plug in headphones.
Whoa, what was that second part?
Plug in the headphones.
That's what I didn't do.
You did it, just in the wrong spot. Alright, so let's see what we got on Reddit news.
Old Reddit.
Trump team asks, no, we're not talking about Trump. No. Right under the Trump one is Ku Klux Klan.
That's not that far from Trump. Let's go to further away.
Well, we had the grade school fights being a felony, resulting in a 4-year sentence. How can you even
Do that?
do
Yeah.
4-year sentence to
Well,
Kids.
what if they're an extreme fight?
Like you
Like
stick a
it's
pencil
bad.
in some
Yeah.
kid's eye.
I could see, like, at some point,
It happens.
like, yeah, you did something really terrible. What if it's like you got into a little scuffle?
Wait. The change means that if your student is caught fighting once they return back to school, they will get jail time.
That's a bit serious. I guess it should be
Uh,
determined on, like, per situation basis.
Yeah, exactly. That's
I still
have
don't
so much
think so.
legislation all over that.
Fist fight should not result in a felony when you're
No, not
under
fist
18.
fight.
Well, that's what they're
But
saying.
if they like stab someone in the eye with a pencil, you know, you
That-
probably shouldn't be like, "Sorry, little Johnny, you can't stab people in the eye with a pencil."
Oopsie.
Go sit in the corner for an hour.
How dare you.
There should be consequences.
Exactly.
Well, like you guys said, it shouldn't be. You don't need the legislation for every single law or every single outcome.
Yeah.
No.
Let the judge determine. Okay, you just got in a regular fight. Okay, well, the school punishment should be enough.
I mean, it goes back in. It's a complex problem because, okay, you do not want, like, legislation for every problem because you end up with things
Over
like...
complicated rules.
No, you just end up with, like, drug charge. Oh, that's a minimum 10-year sentence. Oh, you were caught peeing outside. You're on the sex offender list. Because these rules are hard and fast and you clearly violated them and you get this.
But also, you can violate the law without even realizing it too.
Yeah.
Because there's so many damn laws.
But I'm saying if they don't legislate these, then you get the other case where the judge is like, oh, my friend, that guy I play golf with, and I'm just gonna,
No,
say
for
community
there's
service 10 hours.
no when there's no
Well, that probably still
laws
happens
for
anyways.
that.
Yeah.
You just determine on the previous case if the lawyer can't find the
Yeah,
previous
it's
case.
more like precedent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, it can be abused if you don't have hard and fast rules.
That's actually kind of
It's
how
harder to abuse if you don't.
That's how the Roman Senate did work, because they had like really hard, fast rules and then just precedents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was researching
I mean, that's where
that's
our
kind of neat.
systems, you can see
Yeah.
how our system came from that. Because ours judicially, it's still very much based on precedents.
Yeah, it's a lot of precedents. But also, it's just our civilization has gotten so much more complicated. I think precedents are needed more than laws.
Yeah,
And
no,
strict law.
I prefer the judicial common law to like legislative law because they go too far down the we can legislate anything. Like a lot of legislation comes from like I don't know, what was the Canute, King Canute? He was an English king about 1,000 years ago, and he, I think, jokingly passed a law of like making the tides lower.
By law.
But the joke was because everyone asked him to do things that were clearly impossible. So he was like, yeah, like, I can't.
That's
like a lot of the legislation is like, can you make economics not work
Shitty.
the way it really works? Because I don't like it. Like,
That's
you know, a lot of
hilarious.
it a lot of legislation is just show because they're asking for things that are clearly impossible.
Like-
and it makes things nonsensical.
Who was it that, it might have been Romans, where they had problems crossing a sea or something, and so they actually sentenced the sea to like 30 lashings, and so they whipped the sea.
That's not, I bet you that is what was that, Emperor,
Nero?
No. Before Nero, Emperor Caligula.
No, that's not, because I don't know.
That has to be
Sentening,
Caligula.
That's
only could be Caligula.
lashing. I don't know who Caligula is.
Dude, that
Xerxes.
Xerxes? That's
Yeah.
okay. That's
Xerxes.
the Persian king. Caligula was like he made his horse a senator. He said he was gonna invade Britain, but when he got to the sea, he ordered them to just go and collect seashells and declared victory.
You
They
know,
actually think he had syphilis and lost his mind.
He actually was crazy. That's hilarious.
that sounds pretty plausible. That syphilis cause.
Well, Xerxes, I guess, did it just because he didn't want it to look like a bad omen that they had, like... I remember it was something about the waves were really bad, so they couldn't cross, and so he wanted to make it not look like a bad omen for him to go to war, so they whipped the sea.
That's amazing.
This is where this stuff comes from. It's politicians have to be stupid because the people are stupid.
But that's Xerxes, though, like...
You can,
I mean, I guess, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, he still has.
He
people
understood.
to please.
Yeah.
You know, people can't overthrow him.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I don't know. You can go throughout history and find crazy. I know at one point they dug up an old pope, dug him out of his grave, and put him on trial.
What?
They
I think you
unearthed the poop.
I know. I heard of a term like if you hate somebody or you're trying to pay revenge, but that person's dead, you dug up his grave, find his corpse, and just slash the corpse. Actually, there is a term for that.
I don't get who cares?
So,
I guess if you're atheist, you don't care.
I know we've read a lot of those old laws in the U.S. where it's something really stupid. But is there any new example that you can think of something stupid, like a
ridiculous
big power play that you can tell is a power play by a politician?
It's
Just
recently
to
I heard there in Oregon they passed a law to cap the CEO income to $1 million. Not literally cap, but if you're over $1 million, you have to pay credit tax. The point is, most of CEO's income was in stock.
Oh
yeah, I remember hearing that
what?
before.
Why do you do this?
Because it sounds good.
It's stupid.
In one sense, it satisfies the 1%.
I mean, it's already-
or not the 99% that are like, we need to tax these CEOs. Fine, any income over $1 million, so we're going to tax like crazy. Oh, but they don't. They make it through capital gains. So the 1%
That's not
is like,
income.
yeah, that's fine.
That's
how
no problem.
We weren't.
Because in the federal law, they already imposed some sort of tax over high salary. This is why most of the salary comes into stocks.
Yeah, I can't think of any of that. I do remember hearing a podcast all about that whole CEO wage limit and how they kind of just went, hey, yeah, okay, that's all good, no problem.
Yep.
Not gonna affect me.
Yeah. At the same time, I'm gonna buy my 5th penthouse
Yeah.
in New York.
That's crazy. But anyways, yeah, there's a lot of crazy laws. I don't know what.
So what did we start out on? And we still ended up back at politics.
Well, we started with the kids.
You guys are very political.
Oh, yeah,
Kids.
You're right. Whoa, so we did.
Women are. Here's the crazy law in Ohio. Women are prohibited from wearing patent leather shoes in public.
What leather shoes?
Patent.
Fake leather shoes.
Is that what patent means?
Yeah, patent leather.
I don't know what patent means. Patent. Leather with a glossy, varnished thin surface used
one.
chiefly for shoes, belts.
Glossy
Yeah, it's just
leather?
glossy leather.
Oh,
And only women? I can wear these?
yeah, you
Yes,
can.
you're allowed.
You can wear those and thigh high and stand on the street
It is
corner.
illegal to get
no
a fish
problem.
drunk.
How do you do that?
How do you get a fish drunk?
No, I'm curious.
You dunk it in alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't...
Do you put a little alcohol? If you maybe droplets on the top, then it'll drink the droplets. You know, when you drink, drop food in a fish bowl, it'll, go up to it?
Yeah, there's too much technicality
Or if
to
you
get a
spit
fish
in
drunk.
a fish
I'm
bowl or
just saying.
something, they go up and rise and eat the spit, you know what I'm saying? Is that the way you get a fish drunk?
Here's the real question. How do you tell if a fish is drunk? Fish is swimming all wrong. You're drunk. You're one drunk goddamn fish.
Yeah, they actually has a coroner specialized in testing whether the fish was drunk. They test the blood alcohol level for the fish prior to his death. So
You have to actually call the authorities, I think this guy got one of them drunken fish.
I really want to know the context in which that was passed.
Here's what happened. Mental Floss has an article on what it looks like when a fish is drunk.
Do they?
Yes. It does happen. It's a murder.
They are violating Ohio law. They better not have done this in Ohio.
Oh my god.
I know, right? It's so serious.
How does one get a zebra fish drunk, you ask? We did ask, actually. Swim in a solution of ethanol. The solution is ranged alcohol concentration from 0 to 1%. Holy crap.
The poor fish.
So what they do is they dunk it in the marinated solution that has 0 to 1% alcohol, and then they put it back in the water.
Oh,
So they just let it
you
soak.
can't put it in there for
No.
a
Yeah,
while.
it'll just
You
die.
put a lot of alcohol in it, and then you just make sashimi out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious.
So what they, so that's what they did. They let it soak in there,
Mhm.
and they dropped it in a bucket or not a bucket, but an aquarium with other fish that were sober fish.
Yeah.
To see its behavior differences.
All right, let's
The results showed, much like humans, when a zebra fish has a slight buzz, they throw their inhibitions out the window. They swim faster and show little fear or hesitation. And then around their peers, they go even faster. And surprisingly, the sober fish increase their speed to keep up.
Oh.
That's hilarious. They also show signs of leadership. Its assertive movement steered the direction of the entire group. When the intoxicated fish turned, so did the others. Researchers showed this may be because they were influenced by the fish's alcohol-induced boldness. That is hilarious.
Alcohol-induced boldness.
I want to see
like
this
that term.
video. I want to see a drunk fish. So let's see. So you got drunken fish right there. It's I can tell it's a drunken fish.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to...
So it's that one in the back. Look.
I saw that.
Because he's doing all kinds of weird turns and everyone's starting to follow him slowly.
The crazy guy.
See that guy doing weird ass turns?
Mm-hmm.
That's so weird.
He's pretty weird.
Wonder how hard it was to look at this guy. Holy crap. That
I
guy.
have no idea what he's
That's
got.
the 0.5. Here's 1%. That dude's going crazy. They're swimming away from him this motherfucker's crazy.
What is he doing?
So, you can only be so drunk where people will follow you, but when you get too drunk, the fish just ran away like this motherfucker. No.
They don't want to hang out with crazy fishes.
Oh, it actually says that. Fish exposed to the 1% ethanol solution lost their leadership skills and lagged behind the other fish. Seemingly a bit stumbly and slow.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder why that is.
So a little helps your little confidence boost, but pretty soon you shouldn't have that confidence because you're sitting there.
Do we have to put a disclaimer? Please don't get your fish drunk?
Yes, put it there in case you get sued for educating people to put their fish drunk.
No, some of my best drinking buddies are fish.
The Discourse of Human Events does not recommend you get your fish drunk.
Wait a second. Which was that cartoon? Family Guy?
Oh, yeah.
That fish?
Oh, American Dad.
American Dad, yes.
Talking fish in American Dad.
That fish is
I
distinct.
don't really watch American Dad as much.
It's alright.
It's
It's the same thing as
Family Guy
Pretty
with different
much.
characters.
Yes.
It's also illegal in Ohio to fish for whales on Sunday.
Why in Ohio?
That
There are no
was my
whales.
first question. Well, where are you fucking fishing for whales in Ohio?
Exactly. It's the only
Apparently
place you're gonna
some
go is
legislators are
aquarium.
getting drunk.
It is illegal for more than 5 women to live in a house.
You know what I want to know? Like, I want to see the actual law on the books.
I think that's
Like,
to avoid
Full text
prosecution.
of the law.
Okay, there we go. Because I was just curious, like, can I just go and make this crap up and no one will double check this?
Nope. You good.
Let's see. Let's check the ORC. ORC. It actually has it. Wait a second. I typed in the number they gave me, and this says misconduct involving public transportation. Oh, no, that's actually what it says. C. No person shall do any of the following. It's not there. This looks like this has been changed.
So it's been
So,
revised.
yeah.
Probably rightfully so.
Huh.
Or somebody just made this shit up.
Or somebody made it up. It is illegal to mistreat anything of great importance. That one just kind of...
That's so vague.
You can't mistreat the flag. So, no,
That seems like a
That's not a
vague, like,
dumb law.
don't do anything about safety.
any public monument, any place of worship. This one doesn't sound like a dumb law, though. That sounds like a normal... So it's actually illegal in Ohio to desecrate the flag, technically?
So the actual text of the law is you cannot...
It is illegal to mistreat anything of great importance.
No one make little dick jokes.
How dare you mistreat?
That is a
I think
law.
that means you've actually mistreated. See, the other crazy ones they don't. So they obviously have fixed a lot of these. If you ignore an orator on... what's Decoration Day?
I have no idea. Good old Decoration Day.
What's that even mean?
Oh, it's just Memorial Day. Never heard it originated as Decoration Day. If you ignore an orator on Memorial Day to such an extent as to publicly play croquet or pitch horseshoes within 1 mile of the speaker's stand, you can be fined $25. Let's see if they actually have the full text of that law. Yeah, see, all these don't have that anymore. It's not on there.
Did they say effective and then when it was repealed?
No, it just says effective day. 10/1/53.
1953 or 1853?
That's a good question. Let's see. 1953. Yeah, it's really just been reduced to nobody shall be arrested during a sitting of the Senate or House of Representatives within the hall where such session is being held or in any court of justice during the sitting of such court or on Sunday or on the 4th of July. Wait! No person shall be arrested on Sunday or 4th of July?
No, during what?
They
Okay,
gotta
so
be
it says
told for
no
that.
person shall be arrested during a sitting of the House or Representatives, during the sitting of the Senate or House, within the hall of where such a session is being held, or in any court of justice during the sitting of a court, or on a Sunday or the 4th of July. According to this, you can't be arrested in Ohio on a Sunday or the 4th of July.
Shall be arrested during the city's within the hall or in any...
Am I reading
During-
this wrong? These are all ors, so they are not attached to each other.
Yeah, but no person shall be arrested during the city's within the halls.
Yeah, I'm saying that you can't be arrested on a Sunday or on the 4th of July. Am I reading that wrong? No person shall be arrested during a sitting of the... The title...
No person.
This is Ohio Revised Code 2331.12. Days on which arrest may not be made.
In the hall where such session is being held.
Looks like Struggle one out.
Told you he would meow. You may be free, cat.
Aww.
I know, I'm your savior.
Aww. You're welcome to challenge that law. The set law.
According to
I got-
the Ohio Revised Code, we're all good.
I gotta assume that basically means you can't arrest people while they're trying to make some declarations in the Senate or House of Representatives, so you can arrest them from stopping. I don't know how.
But why does that have to do on the entail? This says or in a court of justice or on a Sunday, or on the 4th of July.
I think it's just really poorly.
Those are all separate clauses, right? I want a lawyer to look at this.
Sorry, Your Honor. I committed all those murders on a Sunday. You're going to have to wait till Monday.
Well, sir, according to Ohio, well, that could fall in federal.
Right.
According to the Ohio Revised Code, I was arrested on Sunday for that drunk driving, so that was an unlawful arrest. I'm really curious about this. Because according to this, a Sunday and the 4th of July. If a 4th of July falls on a Sunday, duly can't be arrested.
Well, okay, even if this were true, they would just arrest you on Monday for whatever you did.
But you might escape from the
state. You can escape, and they unlawfully arrested you. Does that cancel out the arrest? Like, then they did something unlawful upon you.
You know, that's probably why it was bad. So this, in some context, could make sense. Like, they don't want you to come to church and arrest you during sitting in church.
Yeah, that's probably why that happened.
Or during the 4th of July or something like that.
Because that was also like a sacred...
Yeah, so arrest them on Monday. So maybe it's
still on the books,
still on the book law? That seems so crazy, but...
Title 23. Ohio Revised Code 2331.12. There's no sections. It's just one clause. I think we just found a sweet loophole if we ever get in any kind of bind on a Sunday.
Or on the 4th of July.
Like, sir, you're not allowed to arrest me. I'm going to memorize this code. Ohio Revised Code 2331.12 says you cannot arrest me. It is a Sunday. I wonder, how do they uphold this if it's in a book? Because, if I were to try and actually say this to arrest an officer, no,
they'll just arrest you.
I don't
but if they
think
just do,
work.
and I got a lawyer, would they be in the wrong
Does
because
it
it's
have
on the
any
books?
penalty?
If you wrongfully arrest somebody?
They didn't.
Could they actually get in trouble for it? That's my point.
Yeah, I doubt it.
But why? It's on the books. So, at what point can we ignore laws?
So then it comes back to what we were originally talking about, where it comes down to the judge's interpretation, and they're just going to be like, you get a slap on the wrist, and you still stay arrested. Versus if they legislatively say, and for violating this, the cop must,
they don't have
must lose his position or whatever.
This just says no person shall be arrested on these days, though.
Yeah. So what happens if they do?
Well, I assume there's a unlawful arrest clause in arresting people, so there would be those punishments. I'm so curious about this now. I wish I had doctorate.
Yes, doctor. Will the doctor weigh in?
We need your opinion. If I am arrested on Sunday, can I get out of it?
I'm not a JD.
The doctor of jurisprudence. That's a lawyer. They're actually doctors, technically.
Oh, really?
Yes.
But they don't have to go to school for 7 years or anything?
They go for an additional.
No, it's just 3, yeah.
It's
shorter.
But technically they're doctors.
Yes.
Huh. I didn't know that.
They're doctors. the
That's
masters
so interesting that's on here.
4th
of July, if you're setting off fireworks and getting all crazy and rowdy, officer.
Yeah, I can get as drunk as I want on the 4th of July, and you can't do nothing.
23:31. Wait, be careful though, because if it's past 12 a.m.
Oh crap!
Which if you're partying on 4th of July, there's a good chance.
They'll just wait until it's 12:01 now.
Go ahead, party your heart out for 3 minutes.
Yep.
That's what I really want to happen. I'll be like, officer, I'll put it up on my phone. I'll show them that's what I need to do. I need to just get this, print it off, and put it in my wallet. Anytime I'm in a bind, just pull it out.
It's
No.
cool. It's cool, officer.
Well, there's
They won't take it seriously.
There's a UFC
No.
fighter. I think it's Washington.
Mhm.
There's a what do they call it? There's a law where it's actually legal for citizens to fight if they both agree.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
So he actually carries around a card that has the law on it for officers anytime they want to fight. And there's actually the videos online. You can watch it where like a cop pulls over and this guy's trying to fight him. And so he actually like talks with the cop and he shows him the law, and they actually fight. It's like it's called like mutual combat law or something like that.
It sounds pretty ridiculous.
Yeah,
I don't.
But honestly, why-
Law.
yeah.
Like if you agree to a fight,
if you both agree,
I
I
guess.
challenge you to a duel, sir.
But-
a duel.
I mean it's legal professionally, so why can't it be? It's even
Yeah.
legal as amateurs. We can fight. We just have to sign a contract. That's the big difference. You need.
Yeah.
So that's more of like
you need to
an
make sure
oral
everyone
contract.
actually agreed. It's kind of
But like when I signed up for like a jiu-jitsu tournament,
Mhm.
I mean,
You gotta waive liability.
yeah, I just had to waive liability.
Blah, blah,
That's all.
blah.
You know what I mean? Like I didn't have to sign a contract or anything saying like I'm not. I just had to
I'm
sign
not
a
gonna sue the
liability.
guy for hitting you.
It's not like everybody I fought with. I had maybe in that thing I signed it did say like you agree not to sue whoever you fight or something like that. But maybe that's not in there. Maybe I'm not like protected. If like I do some kind of crazy jujitsu move and like somebody breaks their
They're like,
neck
I'm
and they're
suing.
paralyzed, maybe
Yeah.
they can sue me, and that's like something that's actually out there.
Yeah, well,
I wonder if that. Never thought of this before. That might be there in amateur competitions that people don't think about.
I gotta
Is your
assume that's happened. In
Is
the
your
show.
opponent liable? I would assume in the
bet
court they're
if
like,
they do
you
anything-
went into this tournament knowing something
Yeah.
could happen.
I think if you do anything unreasonable, like you do something that's not a legal move, and you
Yeah, if you do
then I
something.
bet you could be sued.
Yeah, if like I drop an elbow on their neck or something like on purpose, like a strike, which you can't do in jiu-jitsu, then it'd probably be like, well, you did a strike. But then again, you can't do it. But if it's a liability clause, like that's just like against the rules, so you're disqualified.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So could they sue for that?
I bet they could sue if you were not supposed to do this move, and you have an implicit agreement to not
To not do something.
do this, and you broke that implicit agreement. You kind of have broken.
Well, it's more of an
It's
explicit
actually
agreement.
explicit
Yeah,
verbal,
because they
right?
say there's
Verbally
no
say.
strikes.
So that's actually as part of the contract that you're signing.
You're agreeing
you
to
know
those
the rules
laws,
of the game,
the
and you're
rules,
agreeing to those rules as part of signing your contract. So if you broke those rules, you're really in violation of your contract.
So
I
that's
think
probably
you
what it
lose your
comes down to
liability.
is did you intend to do that kind of damage?
Yeah.
That's true. But still, I wonder.
I wonder, like, where do the laws, like,
Determines?
how far can I take this?
Depends how
We
good your
can't
lawyers
have,
are.
like a duel with guns.
Which
right?
why?
Not anymore?
Why not?
Well,
Well,
no, I don't
they
know
used to
why
be
not.
legal,
People
right?
think it's horrible.
I know, you being the libertarian, I would assume you would
I
think
agree.
if
I
two
think it
people
should be.
signed up and said, yes, let's do a duel with guns, why not? If that's what gets them off, I don't see, like, the problem.
Yeah, I agree.
Two people agree to it, you fucking adults. If you're
Yeah.
dumb enough to agree to a duel. Well, a lot of people say that's what happened with Hamilton and Burr.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times when they had the duels, like, somebody would, like, say, okay, I
like a
concede to
gentleman's
you.
agreement.
Yeah, well, no, it's a gentleman's agreement beforehand of, like, okay, well, I concede to you. We don't have to have the duel. And, yeah, it'd be like, they'd set up the duel and they wouldn't actually shoot. And he would basically had conceded to him. And like, okay, since you challenged me to a duel and I don't actually want to do the duel, I'll concede.
Right.
But I guess Burr hated Hamilton enough where he's like, no, we're doing this duel.
It's crazy.
But I think duels should happen. How cool would that be? You could
Televised event? No, I always thought, like, rather than UFC or whatever, what I wanted to be brought back was, like, in Roman times, they used to have full-on battles in the gladiator ring. Like, they'd flood the thing and bring in ships. And, like, I wanted, like...
They did that?
Yeah.
They had ship out combat in there?
Yeah. What I want
Holy
to see
crap.
is, like, medieval combat. I want them fully armored, and like I want one group to have a castle, but it has a lot less people. I want them bringing out the ladder and scaling the walls.
Yes.
It'd be awesome. I mean, yeah, lots of people would die, but as long as you compensate them a lot.
Well, I think that would be an awesome thing to do if we go back to if like a war breaks out. Like, let's stop using bullets and guns. Let's go back to like the sword days. So less people die.
Yeah.
But we're still like challenging each other.
But it
Like,
always
you get your best 5,000, I'll get my best 5,000, and we'll settle this. Of course, if you don't agree with those laws, then it goes back to the guns. But
yeah, the problem is it always cascades. So like you lose that 5,000 against 5,000. So you go, okay, well now we have guns and we're going to use those instead. And then you break that agreement once you lose that. And like,
but it means like a
keeps going
superpower
down.
like the U.S. and like Russia and China would have to be like the monitors of that. Like, you know, obviously if they lost the 5,000 thing, they're probably not going to follow through. But if like two smaller countries like Zimbabwe and something else,
I kind of feel they kind of already do that, just not in the we're going to get 5,000 guys and fight. They basically have, okay, we're going to play by certain rules in the UN. We're going to have resolution.
But that's my point.
Like
you already have
Bashar al-Assad. He can't use chemical weapons. You're not allowed to. And if you do, we're going to bomb you.
What's that called? The Geneva Convention. They already have like laws like that where you can't do this.
Exactly.
But if one place doesn't abide by those laws, then the other one doesn't have to. So yeah, if you don't abide by the let's just do 5,000 versus 5,000. You can use these weapons, swords, shields, yada yada yada. Like why are we limiting those laws just to guns?
But then, okay, so just like recently, this has all been happening. Like, okay, in Syria, there's debates about like where you should fall, but you know the Russians are obviously antagonistic to us, so they're like, no, we don't think he violated those laws.
I see.
And we're like, no, he violated them, and we should.
But Russia's like, nah.
Like,
no, I see them.
They're rebels and they're overthrowing a legitimate government, and we need to stop them. So eventually, yeah, it just gets up to those.
So that's
two
what's
superpowers.
happening with Russia. Is people are breaking the laws, and Russia's like not agreeing with the U.S. about what.
Yeah,
I really think there is a like civil war going on in our government right now.
Yeah,
through politics, and that's why we're seeing all this fake news and this Pizzagate, and then there's this. Well, Trump has ties to Russia, and I think it's all just like little politicians just throwing out as much shit at each other as they can right now.
Yeah. It seems like there's a loss of power for the last people that have been in power for the last 20, 30 years, and it's it's never a clean transition when that happens, right?
So wouldn't it be so much better if Clinton and Trump just agreed to a duel with swords?
Oh, that'd be amazing. I would watch that.
How much respect would you have for Clinton if she came out the victor?
I gotta say, it'd be way better ratings.
Which is shocking.
I'll watch that. It'll be amazing.
I would totally watch that.
Yeah.
I really wish gladiator combat could still exist.
But then would we maybe just get even dumber politicians than we have now, because we just have people that are, I'm not going to read a book, I'm going to train on my sword.
No, because that's the thing, like, just like with jiu-jitsu, like, one of the best jiu-jitsu guys was a chess master.
Oh, yeah.
Because it is all a chess game.
No, we can get in the idiocracy that
But isn't politics in some way a chess game too? Like they don't really believe what they say. They're really thinking through everything. Like, how do I build these people without pissing
the consequences aren't as dire as if I put a chess game wrong and get stabbed in the heart.
Yeah,
my career might go down.
I think in a way, the law courts as they are very similar to fighting battles. It's just no one dies in the end.
Yeah,
you get your lawyers, they get their lawyers. They go through argument of motions, all this
everybody
legal
gets
maneuvering. Like, it's basically battles without the bloodshed.
I think you should still be able to have trial by
combat. Yes.
Like, how awesome would that be if, like, you're like, well, I'm probably guilty of this, so trial by combat. And you can choose your proxy too.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then again, rich
But it
people,
would come back down to rich.
rich people will be like, yeah, I got this guy that's really well trained.
But what's more likely to happen if I fight on like a company like Ford and we both have to pay somebody to fight for us? I feel like I have a better chance of winning that than if we both pay for a lawyer and fight our battle. Right? Like,
It'd be over a lot quicker.
yeah. Our courts wouldn't be held up.
And you know what I really wonder?
Population would decrease.
Would it be
Yeah.
just as just?
I think so.
If you define like the outcome as being the person that committed the wrong gets punished. I don't know if our whole legal court system is really doing that much more.
Exactly. Right?
Yeah.
Like, would CEOs be a little more careful if they could go to trial and somebody could choose trial by combat?
Well, they would still just be like, yeah, here's my proxy.
But I assume the gym would be a lot more popular.
Not really. I mean, like, that's kind of a hard career choice to be somebody that
Yeah, you
fights
might
trials
die.
for,
That's
your
true.
life is on the line. I mean, you'd be well compensated for combat.
So if your proxy loses the trial by combat.
And trial by combat doesn't have to end by death, though.
Yeah, okay, you got me there. I was gonna say, well, like, he died and you didn't get punished at all. Well, you get, like, jail time, but...
Yeah.
It's like, someone just
Your
died.
gladiator can just lose. They don't have to be killed. Like, just like in Game of Thrones, when he lost, like, that was a thing they didn't have to kill him.
He had the choice.
Yeah, he already lost. It's like, my sword's against your throat, you have lost. You don't have to kill the person.
No, that's no fun though. I really want to see the what's that guy? Mountain. Yes.
The mountain?
Yes.
I'm
the
telling you,
guys out.
like, I think bringing back trial by combat could fix some of our judicial problems.
It's
That's
amazing.
all I'm saying. I want to see that for like a petty theft. Choose trial by combat.
I want to see it for, you got me in line. I want a duel, sir. A duel.
I do you.
But the duel thing isn't a problem though, because you're like, no, I don't agree to that. Like, oh. Because it's like both parties have to agree. But the trial by combat, though, because you already have agreed.
You're going to get a $100 fine for jaywalking. Okay, let me just write that. Trial by combat.
But that's what's awesome is if you like you get all these parking tickets and you're like really are a beast, like people would start training for this kind of stuff.
That's a way to get the public in shape.
Exactly.
We're solving so many problems.
The obesity problem that Michelle Obama didn't solve.
Less
Trial by
population.
Better
combat.
health, reducing the population, better judicial system,
Yeah.
less corruption.
Yes.
Yes, less stuff held up in the courts.
The ancients knew how to do it. They really did.
We really did solve
It's amazing.
some true
you know?
issues here.
Like they really have thought this through.
gladiatorial combat. I really
Yeah.
wish that was a thing though. Like you could go to a coliseum and watch gladiators
that'd be
combat. How fucking sweet would that be?
Very.
We're too civilized nowadays.
I really think it is a problem. Like that's half the reason Trump won.
Oh, because people don't have an outlet for, like...
Yeah, well, people are just too civilized.
Nice.
Everything's like
Yeah.
people are fighting over. You didn't call me by the right gender pronoun. You know what I mean? Like, okay.
How dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you, sir?
Not call me by the right gender pronoun, whatever.
And some of the people would definitely lose duels that are aggressive about what they think you should say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And they'd be a lot less aggressive about what you're saying.
Focusing
That's
on the
true.
more important issue.
And that's a really good way to end, like, if somebody's just yelling at you and being a bitch, be like, I challenge you to a duel.
Yeah.
And they just
They're
go,
smaller than me.
No.
Yeah.
That would really shut somebody up if you could actually do duel challenges.
But then they can always just say no and just still...
But
yell
then
at
what's
you.
that make them look like, though?
Yeah.
That's like a good, like, slap in the face with just by challenging them to a duel. Like, okay, if you want to yell at me and you want to fight, like, let's actually do it.
Do it.
So there is like a, it's like a LARPing thing like Kara did, but it's like
Kara's a LARPer now?
it's not really a LARPing though. It was like a medieval, like you would
Renaissance
practice with swords and shields.
Oh, like real ones.
No,
Okay.
like
But you're
being
actually
shields and swords.
fighting.
But it was more just fighting.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, there was rules to it and everything, but it was like if somebody cut your arm, you would have to not use that arm for the rest of the day.
I see.
I forget what she called
That
it,
makes
but
sense.
it sounded actually pretty fun to have. Like they said, they'd get sometimes like 12 on 12, and they'd like rush combat and
That's
stuff.
interesting.
The only
That sounds
problem I
cool.
had with it is like you couldn't hit the head and stuff like
Oh.
that. It's like, come on, like
Like, we're gonna dirty fight. All right.
yeah.
Yeah, if they're gonna try to
I mean,
bulging on your eyes.
the swords are foam, but I'm sure they do hurt quite a bit when you're like swinging full force against somebody. But like, I want like wear helmets and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I want a full
I want it
force
as
fight.
close to the real thing as you could get.
I think we should get swords for Christmas and have a duel.
That's not a bad idea.
Jesus,
Swords and
man.
shields. We should.
I'll
I'm totally
sit
in.
on the side, sipping my teeth and looking at this and enjoy the show.
I'm in on this. I want to have some gladiatorial combat now.
Hey, and you guys can try to build a chainmail.
Oh yeah.
Open it, close it. Open it, close it.
What?
Okay, you need to watch. I watched this guy on YouTube who's like the biggest nerd imaginable.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of his stuff is on old medieval weapons and armor, and he has lots of other ones.
Does he like make the stuff?
Sometimes, yeah, that's what this one was
I think
about.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Lindy Bage is his name. Like, Google Lindy Bage sometime. He has some interesting videos. But he decided to make his own chainmail. And so you get little bits of
Metal.
Metal, yeah. And he went through how to make it. Well, first you open the metal, and then you loop it through, and then you close the metal. And then he takes another one, and he goes, you open the metal, and then you take the metal, and you close it. And he keeps doing that, and he goes, you get the picture.
Let's say chainmail doesn't seem too complicated. Just doing that about 5,000 times.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
definitely something you do while you like watch TV.
Yeah.
But he also said you could go and like order it from India. And he's like, I'm sure these like third world country people are putting this together, thinking, what the hell is wrong with these Americans? Why am I making 11th century armor? but whatever, they pay me.
I just
Americans
Gladiatorial
at it
combat
again.
would bring that back too. We'd bring back the trade market. We're creating jobs as well. Blacksmithing would become a thing again.
So true.
It's wonderful.
I really think we need a crazy ass billionaire like Elon Musk to create his own country. Let's do it, man.
No, Peter Thiel tried.
What?
To create his own seasteading country. So,
How's that work?
the idea was
Uh-huh.
you get go into international waters.
Okay,
and
that's
then-
exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, you like put out like enough like floatable land,
Yes.
Yeah.
like that's staying kind of permanently, and you declare it your own with your own laws. Like that was, I don't think it went anywhere, but he was trying to make this a thing.
Could you do that with gladiatorial combat? I mean, cruise ships are fucking giant. You could have a coliseum on a cruise ship. Could you go into international waters and have gladiatorial combat?
I don't know.
Isn't there like no laws once you're like in
That
certain?
can't be entirely.
I mean, it's not like
think-
you can't kill somebody because once you return.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's more to maritime law than like it. Like you're in international law, international water, therefore no law.
Can you break?
Like I think you're like under the command of a captain who is like he now executes the law within this area, right? Okay.
Let's see. Reality check.
Yeah, exactly. You can just do anything you want.
To make an action for this. Let's see. Well, Jesus, this one's about having sex with a minor.
Gee,
Good lord.
of course it went right there.
These motherfuckers. I don't know.
I'm quite certain you can't just do anything you want, but it may create loopholes.
And I would assume that would be like, because gladiatorial combat could lead to murder.
Yeah, it's not like
Or manslaughter, because it wouldn't be like Well, I guess it was purposeful, but you're both trying to kill each other? That's another question. Would that be manslaughter or murder?
Look, if you're on an international flight, you can't just stand up and stab somebody. When you're like, we're over international lines now, fucker. You put that tray down, so I am stabbing you.
But it's a little different because that's like a U.S.
That's what I'm saying.
Under U.S. law.
So you're going to be within the confines of, like, this is a U.S. ship, and you're under U.S. law.
Let's change it.
Ship.
Let's say we go to Cuba, and then go on a cruise liner. Maybe there's a little more leeway, because...
Yeah, I don't know. This is probably getting into international law as to what jurisdiction it falls under. I don't know.
Like, is there anywhere in the sea where you can be like, okay, this isn't really international, like, this is no man's land?
Look, if you're out in the sea, like, no one's watching you. And you don't need to get legally complicated.
But eventually people would be like, let's go on the Gladiator boat.
Well, if you go out to sea with 10 people and you come back with 5, people might ask questions.
Oh, they lost them overboard. Their body's somewhere in the ocean. Go find it. I really think we solved a lot of issues today. I'm really proud of us. Now we just have to convince legislation. So, in summary, we need to legalize gladiatorial combat in duels.
Yes, and it would solve all the world's problems.
I honestly think it would solve more problems than we think.
I think, I don't know. I think we're getting a little overpopulated and too many men relative to women.
Yeah.
Because we don't have major wars anymore. You know, might be a way to get rid of them without having a big war.
The whole major war thing might happen.
Yeah, that might come first.
Yeah, I don't think we have too long before that.
So you're with us on the everyone should be killing each other.
Yeah.
Platform. And we would
We
find
all
so
said
much more
agree.
parking.
You have to agree to it. That's the thing. We all said you have to agree to it. It's not like we're just saying you can go out and murder people. But, like, eventually people would be like, okay, like, yeah, I'm going to try.
I think eventually, the Earth will be overpopulated with human, and then the resources is limited, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So there's got to be some sort of competition going on, either by physical
legislate
force.
the Hunger Games.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, and it's sort of like a natural selection kind of thing going on, the evolutions, rather than by nature. This is by the will of some people.
Sort of by nature, though, when you're fighting.
Yeah, but you're not.
Gene pools are going to survive.
Yeah, you're not killed by
the smart people that
or something.
don't get into the gladiatorial combat, and also are just like above in the government that don't have to even worry about it.
Yeah,
they would populate more, and then the gladiators that survive, the stronger and smarter of that crowd would also survive.
Yeah, it's kind of like a food chain, right? So, like before, the human society has evolved into like the current state. Human can be eaten by the wild animals, right? And human also eat animals, so there's a complete food chain circle.
Right.
And like nowadays, like nothing eats human almost, other than some rare occasions.
Some humans eat other humans.
but what I'm saying is that it will eventually work into the circle where it's that human eats human.
Yeah,
Because it's a complete circle too. But by eating, not literally mean eating.
But I think some people are essentially
eliminating.
parasitic.
Yeah.
So what we're saying is, in Hollywood, where they make all those dystopian, futuristic movies where like the society has descended to that, and it's very dystopian, maybe it will
onto
work.
something.
Maybe it's actually a good idea, and it's really more utopian.
Thunderdome!
Yeah.
Stay tuned next week where we get really drunk and we discuss the awesome year that was 2016.
Alright, let's get started.
I wanna know.